Hey, what's going on, guys? Something I want to get taken care of before it get cold outside. And I've asked everybody to do, check your air in your tire. If you come out and you always got a flat or low tire, you might want to get this fixed before it starts getting cold because it's really a pain in the butt. The rest of my tires, they use tires, old rims. They, every once in a while, I have to put air in it. But this one, if I park a certain way, and then I got to put air in it like more than 3 times a week, and that's too much, like once every 2-3 days, depending on which way I park the tire. So I'm guessing, I don't know if it need a valve stem, need to be just taken out, clean the seal, or the tire need to be plugged or patched. I'm not going to buy a new one because the tire, the threads look good, but still don't mean anything. But hey, I'm just going to shoot up to the tire shop. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of low. I can like push my thumb like all the way flip the tire. Thumb sinks into the tire, I can squeeze it with my hand. And then I don't know if you can see it through the camera, but it's kind of low. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take it off and run it up to the tire shop. Do it while it's not that cold today, before I get that snow on the ground. So let's get to that. Let me get this this lug wrench and this floor jack out, and then we'll get to it. All right, guys. Like I parked it on the concrete part, and as you can see, it looked like it got air in the tire, but trust me, it's low. It looked like it's around like 20 something psi. But what I usually do, I put the emergency brake on and stuff. And this is for you that may not know how to change a tire. I know it may sound silly, but don't everybody know how to change a tire. And there might be somebody out there that this information can be useful for. So I'm just gonna walk you through the steps. It's real simple. For this one, I got the 4-way lug wrench, and it got the numbers on here. The 3/4 inch is what this one usually is. So what I usually do is, before I jack the cob, I break the lugs, because sometimes they be tight, and if you get the tire up in the air, you got no leverage. The wheel be spinning it and whatnot. So what I usually do is, I'm gonna need 2 hands for this. I just make sure all the lugs, don't take them all off, just break them. Like, make sure they loose, a little looser. That way when you jack the vehicle up, you can get it off easy. So let me go ahead and do that, then I'll turn it back on. All right, guys, what I did, I made sure all of them was broken free. Let me show you just with one hand. See that? All of them. Just make sure that you ain't got to make sure they loose. See? Just make sure all of them just a little loose, break free. So let me get the jack, and then I'll jack it up. All right, guys, I got a bigger floor jack in the house, but honestly, I don't feel like going to get it. And plus, if you get stopped out there in the street, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a small floor jack or a scissors jack. Kind of recommend you get a small floor jack. Don't get them scissors jacks. I hate them jacks. They take all day. I mean, some people have no problem with them, but they kind of slow and outdated to me, and just a pain in the butt, my opinion. But what you usually do, you want to put this up under here, find a solid part, put it on, which is, you put it like up in here on the body. Try not to stay away from the exhaust pipes, the floor of the car, stuff, weak structures. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it, let me see if you can see this. Okay, jacking it up. I'm gonna put it on that part because it's pretty solid right there. Pretty solid. And as you can see, I jack it up on that part. You can see the vehicle is gonna go up. You don't have to jack it up super high, just enough to get the tire off. And what I recommend, guys, for safety, normally if I'm in a rush and well, this is not really safe, I just go ahead and take the tire off. But you want to practice good habits. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in the inside and get a jack stand for you guys. So, because I mean, a lot of times when you out there in traffic, you trying to hurry up to do it. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I took mine off plenty of times without using jack stands, but you want to practice safety. So if I'm gonna show you guys, I'm showing you guys the right way. Let me go in there and get the jack stand, then I'll come back out. All right, guys. I'm back with the jack stand. And honestly, I'm just doing this for the purpose of the video, the jack stand, because normally, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you out there, if you ever get stranded like at nighttime, the weather bad, you on the scary expressway with the vehicles flying, or you in a bad neighborhood, or you somewhere you don't want to be, and AAA take it too long to get there, hour, 2 hours, you don't want to spend the money for a tow truck, there's going to be a lot of times that you're not going to use this jack stand. Honestly, that's not the safe way, but I mean, this is real life. People take chances every day. And you'll find that out when you get there. Out there, it's best to use safety, use the jack stand. But hey, like I said, this is real life. It's gonna be a lot of situations where you just trying to get out of there. But whatever you do, just please be safe and careful out there. You know, so yeah. And with this jack stand, you just want to put it somewhere. The same principles apply with the jack stand. Just put it somewhere on a solid frame, a solid spot. So you gotta jack the car out a little bit higher for that. So I'm just gonna stick this up under here as a safety precaution, and we're gonna leave it like that. All right. Now, once you got the jack stand on the safe spot, you just lower it a little bit for the see that? It hits that, it come right up on the jack stand. And for safety measures too, even though I let it down on the jack stand, I still keep the jack up under the car. So, man, don't get no safer than that. So, let's get this tire off. Now that we got it secure, we can now loosen up all the lugs on there. So let me go get this 4-way wrench again, 4-way lug wrench, and I'm gonna kind of sit this camera down and loosen up all these and take the wheel completely off. All right, guys, there's another thing I ain't explained on here, which is kind of self-explanatory, but it's not in a way. If you get what I'm saying. Basically, it's left to loosen, right to tighten, which the term come in lefty loosey, righty tighty. Unless you got a weird vehicle for some reason that is the opposite direction on tighten them. I have seen strange vehicles, so anything possible, just be mindful of that. But basically, it's lefty loosey, righty tighty. So now that is off. I'm gonna take this up here and see where it's leaking at. The rim don't look bent, but it could be just this valve stem right here where you put the air in there could be leaking, or it could just need to be sealed, or it might have a small nail in it. I'm gonna spin it and make sure before I take it up there to the tire shop, because if I see the nail myself, I'll plug it, but if I don't see anything, I just take it up there. It might just need to be sealed. But yeah, and basically that's how you take a flat tire off, basically, to change the tire, and you just put it on the same way. Then after you're done, tighten it up, remove the jack and the jack stand, let it down, and then tighten them up again to make sure. I mean, a lot of people use like a torque wrench, but just don't over tighten it. If you don't have a torque wrench, just use your lug wrench like I've been doing all my life, and just make sure you don't over tighten it with your hand. And yeah, I suggest you guys get a regular size spare tire and a rim. Go to a junkyard, find a rim, go buy your new tire. and get the same rim. So that way, when you just change your tire, you'll have a new tire on there, a good tire, and then you could just take your spare, this one up there, get it fixed, and then throw it back in the trunk. So that way you ain't got to keep worrying about taking it off and then putting them donuts on and off, because them donuts ain't worth nothing. Tire thin, you can't go over certain miles per hour. You know, just get your regular size spare. So yeah, anyway, on that note, I'm gonna see what's going on with this tire, and then I'll update you guys, turn it back on when I get back to let you know what's going on with the tire. Alright, be back in a minute. Alright guys, so I ended up taking the tire up to the tire shop, and it was exactly what I said it was. It's this valve stem right here. I got this replaced, so that's fixed. They charged me like $15 since I already had the tire off the vehicle, and as you can see, kind of oily. They resealed the tire, added up, dunked it in some water, make sure it wasn't leaking anymore. But yeah, it was that valve stem, that whole air. You know, I might have to get the other ones done eventually, because every once in a while I have to put air in the other ones, like every other week. But this one was going down super fast, like every other day, depending on which way you park. But yeah, that's it. That's how that's all I had to do. Now I don't have to worry about putting air in it. Yeah. So let me get this back on. So you had to put it back together. It's real simple how to put it back together for the ones that was first time changing the flat. You know, it's the first time for everything. First time changing the tire. So it's pretty simple. Just put everything back on like you took it off. I just like line them up. You know, you can get on the ground and do it, hold it, and then just put these on there, the lug nuts on there. Just remember, just righty, tighty, lefty, loosey. Just put them all on. Let me put this down so I can put them on a little bit faster. All right, guys. Now to make sure I don't strip them or cross thread them, I usually tighten them up, all of them up, as far as I can by hand. And when you tighten with the lug wrench, like if you're doing like a 5 lug or whatever, just go like in a star pattern. But on the 4 lug, just like, okay, tighten that one up, then go to your top one. Go to the left. And you usually do like a star pattern for like a 5 lug, just so the wheel will be centered on there. Because a lot of times you could tighten one side up and then go to try to tighten the other side up. Then you think the wheel on that flat, then you know you have a wheel wobbling. It won't be flat centered to the vehicle. So now I got to put this down because I'm going to take 2 hands to tighten them. Make sure all of them tighten up now before I lower it down. All right, guys. Everything good and tighten up. And remember, before you take this jack stand out, yeah, jack it up a little bit so you can pull a jack stand from up under the vehicle. Gotta jack it up a little bit more. All right, and that's done. Remember, always double check to make sure all your lugs on there, make sure they tight. Let the vehicle down, jack, and you done, guys. And that's just how you change a flat tire on a Honda Civic or basically any vehicle. All right, guys, see you on the next video. Stay safe, and I'm out. Perfect, perfect, perfect.